Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow Earth travelers. Oblyx here, coming at you from the new frontier. And today, folks, we are going to be working on a Tinker smelter and a secret project. So strap in and let's get busy. Alright, folks, I'm going to go ahead and set up a Tinker smeltery. We're just going to do all the technology today because I can't stand being without my goodies. So, don't really know where I want to stick it, but you see I've already made up some seared brick. It's pretty darn easy. You just need some sand, gravel, some clay to make grout. Then you take that grout, throw it in your furnace, and you're good to go. You've got these bricks right here. Put these bricks in a 4x4 and you've got these seared bricks. Just don't convert them all into seared bricks because you're gonna need some other types of devices. I don't know where I'm gonna stick this. I think this is gonna be pretty temporary, but we're just gonna stick it right here. I don't think it's gonna be here for the long duration, but it'll work for now. Question is, do I want a 3x3 or a 2x2? I'm thinking we got a lot of brick. Let's do a 3x3. Yeah, that'll work. Alright. Now, I have left the front open for a reason. Because we need a controller and some spouts. So, if we do bricks in a pattern like this is why we kept some bricks open. That gives us our drain. I want 2 drains. And if we do some in a pattern like that, we get our controller. Boom. And if we run up here and get some glass, which we should have in that chest right there, we should be able to get a tank, which I'm gonna pop right there. Now, once you get this little fire here, she's good to go. She's ready to work. So we need a couple of these guys. I'm gonna do 3 of them, or 4 of them, because I have 4 spigots that are available to me here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Little V shape here. There's our 4. Now I'm going to dig a hole out for our basins and tables. Okay, now I want 1 table. Let's go ahead and make 2 just for giggles. And we want 2 basins. So we'll make this the table side and this the basin side. Now all it is use what you got left to take it up as high as you can get it to go. The higher you go with it, the more it can smelt at one time. So now we can just burn up the rest of those. Looks like we can do one more layer. And there you go. You could fall in here right now and be okay. See, furnace isn't actually running. But once there's metal down here, it's a bad idea, because you will burn to death. Now, I've got my lava that I collected from down there. Remember, we talked about these tanks before. They're fantastic. We're going to use our bucket. Let's move this around to the other side. So our lava tank is right there. We're just going to pop that right there. We're going to grab a bucket of lava and throw it in. Fill that bad boy to the brim. That's it. That's all she'll hold. So now if we look inside the controller, we see it's full of lava, 4 buckets full, and has all these empty spaces. So let's grab some metal. I'm going to start with gold, because gold is what you're going to use to make your casts. So we're just going to throw a bunch of gold in there. Now see, we can do 14 ore at one time. This will also double the ore. Now I'm going to take all out but 1, so you can see that. So now we've got 3 different ways to double our ore. We got old manual, we got coal driven Bertha over here, and we got Big Mama. She's tall, she's ugly, but she gets the job done. Now see, 1 ore turned into 2 ingots. Now you can't just make an ingot out of this thing without a cast. We're going to need a cast. So let's go ahead and put the rest of that gold in there and get it started. And let's grab us a piece of our most expendable metal. In this case, iron. And we're going to toss that in there like that. Now, once we get enough gold, 3 blocks and 1 ingot. That should be plenty. We're going to right click that spigot. And boom. Notice we lost our iron. That's why we use the cheap stuff. But we've got this cast, which we can throw down and turn any metal into ingots. So if I were to pour gold in there now, we're just going to get a gold ingot. Once it's cool, I can pick it up, and we have a gold ingot right there, ready to go. So it's a little more manual than our pulverizer and furnace setup, but no coal used. The only thing we're using for fuel is lava, which is pretty darn prevalent. You know, all you gotta do is go do a little bit of mining, run over there to the nether, you got a little bit of lava. So no biggie. We're gonna make a couple more casts. Now if you want to do a block, we have plenty of gold in here to do a block, so let's go ahead and do one. We right click that into one of these basins. It's gonna fill up and give us a gold block. Now it does take longer to cool than the ingots do. The ingots cool pretty darn fast. If you look up top there, you can see the progress. And it is done. Boom, 1 gold block. Now the cool thing is, you can take that block, throw it up in your grid, bam, ingots. So you just did 9 ingots very quickly. So, one thing to be careful of with this guy is it will mix metals. So if I take a gold and I take a silver, Remember before, that made electrum. Well, we still have a block and 7 ingots. Let's let me get that out of here and I'll get back with you. Alright folks, got it all cleaned out here. Used up a little bit of lava, not too much. We got all that gold out of there. Now we're going to put 1 gold ore and 1 silver ore in there, and we're going to cook that down. One thing to note, ores do cook at different speeds. The denser the ore, the slower it cooks. Just something to keep in mind. Now, once these guys get melted, there's our silver, and here's our gold. Now, if you notice, something weird's happening. It's because we're making electrum. The gold and the silver are slowly merging together. Now we have 4 ingots of electrum. One thing to note, you can't go backwards. It is a one-way street, man. You done this and you did it by mistake and you were low on resources and you just burned it up. Well, you better get down there and mine some more. You stuck like Chuck. So there's some machines you can do some fancy things with later, but that's way down the road. So just something to keep in mind on this here smeltery. It is fantastic for cooking up a whole bunch of ore real quick and for making your alloys. But you just want to be a little cautious of that. Alright, actually let's run over here and check on our coke oven. You done yet? You've been cooking for what seems like forever. Oh my goodness, it still ain't even close. Alright folks, let me clean out the creosote again and let this keep cooking. I'll get back with you in a little bit. Alrighty, and we're back. Well, it's been actually a couple of real life days since that last clip. You know, work and whatnot get in the way of recording, but here we are again. See, our coke oven has finished up. Now, I did get real tired of getting that creosote out of here and moving it over by hand, so I automated that. I used some extra utilities, fluid transfer nodes, and some transfer pipe. You know, 1 node, 1 pipe, slap it on a chin of that there oven there. Drop it into that drum that we made last time. You can see right here. And if we smack that sucker with an empty hand, we've got 91.5 buckets sitting there ready to go. So that allows us to throw our coal in here and just let this sucker run until it's done. So we'll be working with that here in a little bit. What I want to do now is get our smeltery stuff ready to go. We've got the smelter up and running, and as you can see, I've got the tables ready to go. Now these are the standard tables. Everybody's seen them built 100 times, but I'm just going to drop them down here. You're going to need a stencil table. Then I'm going to show you a little trick. We're going to put a pattern chest down, and we're going to put that in between the stencil table and our part builder. That pattern chest is going to do some neat things for us. It's going to save us time and effort. And then I go straight to the tool forge. You know, once you got your smeltery up and running, once you got your ore doubling, either through the smeltery or the grindstone, or you know, automated like we have, you know, using our thermal expansion stuff inside, then just might as well just go straight on to the forge itself. You don't need the table. You need the table to make the forge, but that's all you need it for. So let's talk about this pattern chest. When I see people playing, I see a lot of people not using it. They tend to just drop the tables down and call it good. Well, what this sucker allows is, if we make patterns, we can drop them into this pattern chest. Now, if you see, I open up the pattern or the stencil table, I can see those patterns. I'm going to put my blanks in here, and I've got the patterns already for a pickaxe. But let's say I want to go ahead and make a cleaver. So I click on the cleaver blade. I can just drag that pattern and drop it into the chest. What's cool about that is it now allows it to be seen by this part builder. See, they show up over here now. So if I want to use the cleaver, I can drop it in, put some cobble in there. And you can see here it's going to take 8 cobble to make this cleaver, and I'm going to pull that out. Now I can drop that down on our casting table, pour some gold around it, and we'll make a cast. And you can see I've already made several casts here, mostly for the pickaxe. But that's a cool little trick. It saves you a little bit of time and effort and some storage space. So it will hold every pattern you can create. And that's pretty awesome. So we're pretty much done with our Tinker setup for the moment. We will get into making some fancier tools here down the road. Now you can see, in addition to those transfer pipes, while we were away, I went ahead and made me an enchanting table. I had plenty of books and leather to make the bookcases. You can also use patterns, blank patterns in a string with some paper to make bookshelves as well. So we got those going. Now you can see my levels are a bit low. I did die again. Man, being out at nighttime is not a good choice. But once we get leveled up, we'll start getting some enchanting going on. Now there are other ways to make an enchanter besides bookshelves. You can replace these bookshelves if you have extra utilities in the pack with some magical wood, but we're just not there yet to where we have all the bits and pieces to do that. Now, I have told you guys in the past I like diversification. I don't like keeping all my eggs in one basket. Right now, the only source of power generation we got is this guy right here, this steam dynamo, which is burning coal. Eventually we're gonna run out of coal if we just keep this up. I just have to keep going down in the mines and dig it, or giggity, I don't know which. We don't want to keep doing that. So you will notice a new machine up here. This is a metallurgic infuser by Mekanism. This guy is not hard to make. I'll show you real quick. If I can spell it right. There we go. It's just one piece of cooked down osmium, a couple of redstone, a couple furnaces, and a couple of iron. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, you will notice I had to replace my armor a time or 2 or 12. Man, the mobs are so hard in this pack. I love it. It's awesome. But with our metallurgic infuser, that allows us to make infused metal items. Hey, imagine that. Let me show you what I mean. We gonna need to take a little bit of redstone and a little bit of iron. I'm gonna drop our iron in here. It's gonna go into this red box. I'm gonna drop our redstone in here. What's gonna happen is it's instantly gonna disappear and go into this inventory over here. Then the machine's gonna start infusing the iron with the redstone. See how that went away real quick? You can see we got 10 redstone in there. It takes 10 for every one you put in here, gives you 10, and it takes 10 per transaction it does. And now we get an enriched alloy out of there. You will use these a lot in Mekanism. Now, one of the other things it can do is make steel for us. So, we were setting up our coke oven over there so we can make some steel. Well, this guy can do that too. So let me show you. If we take a piece of iron and a piece of coal, again, there's 10 carbon, and it's infusing that iron with that carbon. And we wait just a minute, we gonna get some enriched iron. Iron enriched with the coal. Now if we pop that back in there with some more coal, and we wait a second, and we wait, and we wait. Yes, these machines can be sped up, and you can build a big old massive machine that'll cook a whole bunch of this at one time. We come out with steel dust. Looky there. Now if we just drop that in our cooker, we're going to come out with a steel ingot. and it went out right off into our chest. Boom, there's a steel ingot. Now don't be worried, it says thermal foundation underneath. You know, even though we used a Mekanism machine to make it, it was cooked in a thermal expansion machine. Most of these packs use what's called an OR dictionary, which allows steel from one mod to work with steel from another mod, or copper from one mod to work with copper from another mod. So it's alright, don't worry so much about the name at the bottom. So let's get our sleep on real quick, because it is, oh heaven forbid, it's 8:30 at night. We need to go to bed. My goodness, why are we staying up so late? There we go. Look at all the baddies around us. Now, like we talked, we just used some power. We just burned up some more coal, cooked some more steam, some more water. I want to get some passive power going. Love me some passive power. To do that, we're going to go back to, again, one of my favorite mods, Mekanism. And we're going to make an advanced solar generator. Now, it is a little grindy to make one, but it's not outrageously expensive, nor is it very hard. So, to do it, we're going to have to make some of these solar panels. As you can see, that's just glass panes, some cooked down osmium, some redstone, and that enriched alloy, which we just made some of, right? This little guy. We'll make 12 of those. We're also going to need these energy tablets. Again, just redstone, some gold, and one more time, that enriched alloy. I told you you'd be using this a lot in Mekanism. Get used to crafting it. Now notice these guys don't stack. So we're going to come up here. I've already got us a crafting table laid out here. We're going to take these solar panels and stretch them across the top. And we're going to pop us a tablet down here in the bottom. And you notice we get a solar generator. This is the basic one. Some osmium dust. So we just take osmium, drop it in a pulverizer here. Don't cook it up. Just get the dust and we're good to go. The enriched alloy, which we keep making over and over again. And that iron. That's going to give us 4 of those guys. Now because these tablets don't stack, we do have to do these one at a time. And notice our panels don't stack either. Then if we take some more enriched alloy and 3 iron ingots, we can drop well, there was a crash. Alright folks, seems like we found a little bit of a bug here. Just had a client-side crash. They happen in modded Minecraft. You get used to them. It's nothing to get angry about. You just figure out what's going on. But it seems like this here Tinker's construct crafting table, or any of them for that matter, is not playing very well with these Mekanism solar generators. What happens is when you put these solar generators in this grid, or anything else for that matter, if I drop these 3 iron in here, see how this crafting grid renders the iron on the grid itself? Even when I'm in this inventory, it's still trying to do that so other players around me can see it. Well, what's happening is when you put these solar generators in this grid, they're not rendering properly. And if you put 3 of them in a grid, it crashes your client. So that's just a bit of a bug. No big deal. We can work around it. I did actually upgrade the mod pack to version 40, which is the latest version. Sadly, it's also the last version that Ichigo Games is going to be making. He's going to be focusing on his 1.12 mod pack, which is, I believe, beyond the New Frontier. So sadly, 40 is the last version, and we have updated to that, trying to clear this little bug, but it's still there. So that's not going to stop us from making our solar generator. We just need to do it in such a way that it's not being rendered. So I'm going to grab our little crafting stick on a table here, and we're just going to follow through with the same pattern. 3 on the bottom, and boom, there's our advanced solar generator. So like I said, don't get flustered when you run into a problem. Just take a little bit of time, figure out what's going on, and work your way around it. There's usually a way. So it's 9 a.m. I think we can go up here on the roof and drop this solar panel down. I did make us a little hatch out here. I was finding if I was in the house overnight, we'd get a lot of mob spawns around the house. Man, look at all the fairies. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Man, oh man. But I did find it real easy to just pop up here on the roof and little bow action, take them out. And since the roof has a little bit of an overhang, it keeps the spiders from getting us too, which is real nice. So let's go ahead and drop this generator down here and get that power creating. Passive power, gotta love it. So Mekanism loves to render in joules per tick, but we can come down here and click this little lightning bolt, and now we got our RF per tick, and we're making 240, which is fantastic. It's actually more than we're making on our coal generator downstairs, and this is passive. It will never run out. We can overuse it, but it's never going to run out of power. It's always going to be making it. But it sure would be nice if we had some kind of a way to store up some of that solar power. Right now it's just flowing down into this pipe and coming into the machines, but if the machines are full, well, that's it. I'd like to put a battery up in here. So Mekanism affords us the ability to do that too. So these basic energy cubes, these will be our batteries. Just some redstone, some iron ingots, those tablets, we've already made some of those, and a steel casing. Let's see what that takes. We did learn how to make steel just a minute ago, didn't we? So just some glass, an osmium ingot, and 4 steel ingots. Which, remember, is just some iron and some coal in this daddy here, and we got it good. So let's pull that guy out. Now he's pretty good. He'll hold 800,000 RF, which ain't bad. But I sure would like to get a little bit more. So, using some enriched alloy, a couple more tablets, a couple more osmium ingots, and our basic energy cube gives us an advanced energy cube. Now we're up to 3.2 milli, baby. There we go. We got all the powers. So I think what I want to do is I want to make that solar power primary, and I want to make this guy the emergency backup juice in the event we're just out of luck with everything else. So I think what we're going to do is break this out and drop that bad boy in there like that. Now we can see he's already charging up. See in here, that solar power's juicing him up. Right now he's set to input on all sides. Okie dokie. We got our advanced energy cube placed in here. Now I've gone ahead and set this guy to input power from the top and output power on the left hand side. Now all you got to do is click on these and they'll change for you. Red is out and green is in. Now as you see, the panels go clear when they're set to nothing. If I set this guy to green, you'll see a green deal in there. We go back to clear and there you go. You can see that cool animation of that cube spinning around. But this sucker's filling up with power from the sun, passively generating power. Now you did notice I turned off the bottom, so this guy would not be wasting power. Now he is going to burn power to fill himself back up, because he did try to start filling up our cube here as soon as I dropped him on there. But once he gets full, he'll turn himself off and should not produce anymore. Now it won't burn up our coal, which is awesome. And there we go. Now you see it. He's filled up as far as he can get without burning anymore, and he's just going to sit here and wait. Now if we need him, if it's nighttime and we're trying to craft and we don't have enough power in our battery here, we can always just come in, turn him on, and he'll start producing for us. But right now, our little solar generator up there is just loading us up with power, which is awesome. We got almost 1 million RF all ready to go. But let me go show you this one more thing that I got going down here in the mine. I built us a nice little quick drop chute, if I could actually get in it. There we go. And I built this little dark room because, one, I don't want mobs coming out here to get me, but it needs to be dark in here for these bushes. This pack includes ore shrubs. Now, I found these when I was trolling around the nether. You can find them here in the overworld as well for overworld metals. But as you know, these nether metals are super important to us. These will come in super handy. You know, this ardite will come in super handy for our tinkerer's stuff. And this is nether quartz, which is always useful. So collect these bushes as you find them. Bring them here to the overworld. Drop them on top of some netherrack in a fairly dark room. And they will produce berries for you. See that? Ardite, nugget, or berries. Now if I take these and drop them in my crafting grid, I get ardite nuggets. If I get 9 of those, well, I can make an ingot. So we're getting close to an ingot on that. Now this quartz does the same thing. It produces berries. I will tell you, don't walk on these bushes. They do try to hurt you. Maybe they got stickers on them or something. Sticker burrs. Oh, that Gru didn't like us being over there. You heard him? It's a little too dark. Yep, see up there at the top? Right. Oh, we better scoot back. We don't want to die. Oh, you're going to die. Yeah, that's pretty fun. But if I take these quartz and put them in a 2-part like that, there we go. 10 quartz. Ain't that a beauty? Free resources from bushes. Fantastic. We're going to just let them sit there and grow. Alright folks, that's all the time I got for today. I really do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me here on the new frontier. We sure got a lot done today. The Industrial Revolution. I think next time we may look towards the sky. Spoilers. Alright folks, I'll catch you next time around. Thanks so much. And until next time, get out there and make some noise. See ya!